Project is a series of tasks that need to be completed to reach a specific outcome. Input means you might require material resources or human resources. So that is also estimated in this step. It's the decision maker by comparing various project proposals. So you compare various project proposals and you select the proposal which is financially feasible for you after financial analysis. Hello everyone, this is Purna Chandra, Faculty Department of Commerce and Management, Vidhyaashram, the Temple of Excellence. So we are dealing with the subject Entrepreneurship Development for 5th Sem BCom. So today will be a second session in Unit 4. So the name of the unit is Setting Up of a New Enterprise. So we will start. So the topics which we are going to cover today is project formulation, that is how you formulate the project before the investment decision. That is, you want to know whether the investment is worthy or not. So you go for project formulation, mainly to decide whether to invest or not. So next, project report, that is after you decide to invest money, so you come out with a project report. So these are the two things which we will be understanding in today's class. So we will start project. So before we go for what is project formulation and project report, we will understand what is project. So definition of project. Project is a series of tasks that need to be completed to reach a specific outcome. That is, you might want to come out with a particular product, manufacture it. So you will have to come out with series of tasks. You will have to perform series of tasks so that you complete all those tasks and you come out with an outcome, that is any product, whether it is a two-wheeler or a car or a mobile. So anything constitute a project. So project is for a specific period of time. So once that time period is over, that is the end of the project. So here it is an effort to create or modify a specific product or service. So you are putting effort to create or modify. So for example, you come out with a smartphone. So now what happens? You want to innovate the smartphone. So you come out with a project to innovate the smartphone. That is the meaning. Or you want to create a new product. To create a new product, you take up a project for 6 months or a year. So that is the meaning. Projects are temporary work. That is, there will be specified period of time within which you will have to complete the project. If you don't complete the project within specific period of time, then it is not worthy. So next, we go for project formulation. What is project formulation? So it is an investigation process which is done before investment decision. So now for example, you have an idea of manufacturing or coming out with a product. So you want to know whether investing is feasible or not. So what you do? You do some investigation so that you got clarity regarding what decision you can take. That is the investment decision. So next, the main purpose is to present relevant facts before the decision maker. So relevant facts like what will be the cost of the raw materials, what is the present price of the raw materials in the market, what will be the cost of the technology that is required, and what will be the total wages of the employees that you are hiring, and how much financial assistance you will have to give to the experts who are indulged in the project. So all these things will be considered. It helps the decision maker to accept the project or not. So if it is feasible for you, that is, after coming out with these facts, after formulating the project, you get to know whether it is profitable or not. If it is profitable, you will go ahead with the project. If it is not profitable, you will discard the project. That is the meaning. So next, formulation of project involves scientific procedure. So simply, in a vague way, we cannot come out with project formulation. There are scientific procedures that will be followed in the process of project formulation. The major task is to analyze the financial, technical and managerial involvement. That is, any project means you need finance, that is money. So you keep it into consideration and you calculate how much money is required. Then you might require technical knowledge. So you just see whether you got the experts who can assist you in technical activities, and managerial involvement, that is, you require general managers or departmental heads who can monitor the project. So you analyze all these things. Next, it is a joint effort of experts like economist and financial analyst. So here economists also come into play. They give details regarding the economic factors in the marketing environment or business environment, and financial analyst will also help you in finding out whether the project will be feasible for you or not. So next, there are different stages in project formulation. We will see. First one is feasibility study. Second one is techno-economic analysis. Third one is project design and network analysis. Fourth one is input analysis. Fifth one is financial analysis, and the last one is project appraisal. Now we will understand all these stages one by one. So the first one is feasibility study. The project idea is examined whether to go for detailed investment proposal or not. So now you got a project idea, you just analyze whether it will work out for you in terms of money. So with what intention you are analyzing this is, if you get to know it will work out, you can step forward. And if you get to know that it will not work out in a financial way, you can reject it. That is the meaning. Market analysis is done. So what is the meaning of this? So what is the demand for the product in the market is understood. What is the future demand is also estimated. How much supply that is required is also estimated. Then market is also segmented, and target customers are also identified and verified whether there is marketing feasibility of the project. Next, if the project idea is feasible, we go for the second stage, or else abandon the idea. So there is no point in going ahead when the project idea is not feasible. So you discard it. Suppose you get to know that if you come out with this project, you have got chances of making money, then you go forward. So next, if it is favorable, then you go for the second stage, or else you abandon the idea here itself. So this is feasibility study. So next, techno-economic analysis. So what is techno-economic analysis? Estimation of project demand, potential and choice of optimum technology are made. So here what has happened? Feasibility study has shown that you are going to make profit. So here what you have to do? You have to go for some technology. So the total amount which you will have to spend on the technology is estimated. That is estimation of project demand, potential and choice of optimum technology. So this is the second step. So next, project design and network analysis. So what is the meaning of this? So feasibility study is over, technology estimation is also over. Now you go for project design and network analysis. It defines individual activities and their interrelationship with each other. So project means there might be different kind of activities which you will have to do, like finance activities, marketing activities, production activities, your HR activities. So what is happening here? Individual activities and their interrelationship with each other is properly defined in this stage. The sequence of events of the project is presented. That is, for example, your project is for 6 months. So what are the activities? The schedule of activities for the next 6 months is presented. The sequence of events that are going to take place. First, the production is going to take place. After production, marketing activities will take place. Then you sell the products. Then you get the profit. So all these sequence of activities will be presented. Work plan of the project is prepared. So work plan of the project is prepared with time allocation for each activity is presented in a network diagram. So there are a lot of network diagram like your PERT and CPM where it gives a network for the process. How much time each process requires and what will be the next process. So everything will be designed for the entire duration of the project. That is the meaning. So next, input analysis estimates the input requirements during the operation of the project. So input means you might require material resources or human resources. So that is also estimated in this step. So human resources as well as material resources. That is how much kg of raw materials you might require and at what price you are going to purchase it. That is material resources. Then human resources. How many employees you require in each departments. Finance department, production, marketing, etc. And what wages or salary you are going to give them. Everything will be estimated here. So next, financial analysis. It estimates the project cost, operating cost and fund requirement. So here financial analysis, for example, the duration of the project is for 6 months. So what is the entire cost of the project is estimated. Operating cost, it depends on the machineries you are using, the tools, consumable, durables which you are using, that is operating cost. And fund requirements and extra money which you might require in the form of loan, that is also analyzed here. It's the decision maker by comparing various project proposals. So you compare various project proposals and you select the proposal which is financially feasible for you after financial analysis. So next, social cost benefit analysis. Worth of the project is analyzed based on social environmental effects. So it is not only economic, technological, political factors, there is social cultural factors which you will have to consider while going for a project. So India, for example, has got very diverse culture and social behavior. So when you're taking a project, it should not be against those social or cultural values. So you consider this also. So once the project is suitable for the culture or social behavior, you select it or you reject it. That is the meaning. So next, project appraisal. So the project proposal gets a formal shape at this stage. That is, you appraise the project based on the benefits which you are going to get from the project. So the results obtained in the previous steps, that is the previous steps of project formulations, are consolidated. So everything is reckoned at this stage and finally the decision is taken. So the decision is taken on whether to accept or reject the project. So if you feel that after going through all the stages of project formulation, it is going to work out, you go for the project or you discard the project. So here in this stage, you accept it if it is feasible or you reject it if you feel it is not going to work out. So this is called project appraisal. So next we are going for project report. So basically what is a project report? So after your project formulation, you decide to invest in a project. So after the decision is made, project report is prepared. So we will understand. Project report is a document which clearly narrates the various aspects of project in a prescribed form. So your investment decision is over, then you want to give a shape to the project. So you come out with project report. So project report preparation is a post-investment decision exercise. That is, you have decided to put your money on the project. Then you are preparing the project report. So next, it is a work plan for the implementation of a project. once the investment decision is arrived at. So project report basically it acts as a work plan. So what are the activities that are going to take place in future, and within, for example, if the project has to be finished within 6 months, so you will have to make a plan. That is called project report. It has to be provided for getting financial assistance from financial institutions. That is, you want any kind of financial assistance like loan from banks, you will have to present the project report and then only they will grant you the loan. That is the meaning. So next, we will go for format of project report. General information. So the first is general information. So the following information should be provided. Name and address of entrepreneur. So the person who is going to come out with the project, his name and where is his address. That is his permanent address should be mentioned. Qualification and experience. So what is his basic education qualification and what experience he is having. That also has to be mentioned. So what is his basic qualification and what experience he is having. That also has to be mentioned. Analysis of the industry to which the project belongs, whether it is construction industry, hotel industry or your smartphone industry, that analysis also should be provided. Utility of the product to be manufactured. So utility means what use the common man will get from the product that will be produced. That also should be mentioned. So next, project description. This is the second step in project report. So in project description, the details of the project covering the following aspects should be given. So details like site, city and area. So where you are going to start your project, which city, which area, that has to be mentioned. Whether owned or leasehold land, whether the land on which you are coming out with the project, it is your own land or you have taken it on lease, that also has to be specified. Whether the site is approved industrial area or not, whether the site in which you are coming out with the project is industrial area or residential area has to be mentioned. So next, input factors. So raw material details should be mentioned. So what kind of raw materials you are procuring, what is the price, who is the supplier, everything has to be mentioned. Next, details regarding the following also should be mentioned. So details regarding the following like labor, how many labor you might require, what is the salary which you are going to pay to them, power, how many kilowatts of power you might require for the project, that also has to be mentioned. Then fuel and water, how many liters of water you might consume, and also fuel like your kerosene or diesel or petrol which you might use in the factory, that also has to be mentioned. Then waste discharge. So if there is any toxic waste which you are going to discharge, so whether you are following the government norms, whether it is causing any air pollution, water pollution or soil pollution, so that also has to be mentioned. Machinery and equipment list. So machinery and equipment list means what kind of machineries you are using, who is the supplier of the machinery, what is the cost of the machinery has to be mentioned. Technology involved, what is the technology that you are using in your production process, everything has to be mentioned. So next, market potential, estimation of demand and supply. So here you estimate the demand for the product of your project in the future or the present demand, and supply, how much product you might need to supply by producing. Then marketing strategy, what strategy you are using, whether you want to keep your price low and promotion high, or you want to keep your promotion low and price high. That is, skimming pricing means very high price, penetration pricing means very low price. That depends on the product. So that is market potential. Capital expenditure and sources of finance. So here the cost of the project in terms of land and building. So that is how much you are going to invest total for land and building, and plant and machinery, in total how much you are investing on plant and machinery. Everything has to be provided here. So next, Assessment of working capital requirements. Working capital requirement basically daily wages if you are paying for your laborers, or daily expenses that you incur while working, that is working capital requirements. Government and other statutory approvals, that is whether you got the license for your project, whether you are going along with the policies of the government, whether you are following rules and regulations, lot of statutory approvals like fire security, etc. So it should be mentioned. Next, economic and social variables. So how the project may increase the employment in the area. So suppose you are starting a project in a rural area, how much employment you might generate, that will be specified here. How it affects the overall development of that area. So because of your project, how that area will be improved, how the standard of living of people in that particular area will be increased. Everything has to be mentioned. Next, national significance of the project, that is whether it is exporting the product. So if it is exporting the product means money is coming inside the country, so that is beneficial for the country. So how national significance is increased because of the project, whether it is involved in currency exchange. So if you are exporting product to some other countries, you will be involved in currency exchange. So if there is exchange of currency, then obviously the value of rupees will increase, which also increase in GNP, gross national product, and also per capita income. That is the meaning. Next, environmental consideration, whether the project is environmentally friendly or not. So this is the meaning. So whether it is causing any kind of air pollutions, water pollutions, or soil pollution, or whether it is 100% eco-friendly, that is there is zero pollution on part of your project, that has to be mentioned here. That is environmental consideration. So we are done with today's class. So in tomorrow's class, what we will be understanding is feasibility study, project appraisal, obtaining license clearance certificate for a project, and registration procedure. So in the next class, we will be understanding this. Thank you.